All right, let's bring a little bit of context to this Dianna Russini, Twitter controversy. Her, WIP, Dan Orlowski. Um, Now, when I first heard her back to back, her post, I it got me a little mad. It got me agitated, as the word she used about AJ Brown, right? Because I'm like, what's going on here? Like, either there's something or there's nothing. I'm inclined to believe, before I get into the body of the content today, that it's nothing. And a part of me is asking, why doesn't AJ just address and just come out and say, look, I don't want to be traded. I love Philly. But that'll be feeding into the noise, right? That'll be giving credence to the haters, right or wrong. Somebody's talking about you, running their mouth about you. Once you give it energy, you give it energy. So a wise man once said, don't even feed into it. Be silent. So Dianna, she actually does an interview yesterday. So I checked out her interview she did, right, with the cat over there. And I'll play it. I'm going to play it in a second. But she put a couple of series of tweets up today. I don't know if this is in chronological order, but here's one of the tweets that she put up today. She put, AJ Brown is agitated. The Eagles know it. The league knows it. But for now, Philadelphia wants him on his roster. But if Brown continues to seem miserable leading up to the trade deadline, does something change? Now, if I'm not mistaken, she put this one up first, right? And this is the one you see on the screen there, where she put the Eagle. Hold on. Essentially, right? She must have changed it. Here, she put this one. The Eagles will insist everything is fine with their star receiver, but many around the league can see it plainly on tape, right? And you'll see what she said at the bottom here. Let me make it a little bigger for you guys, real quick. Boom. It's either a deep shot or a check down, not much in between. The timing is just off. And you can see in the communication, you can see it on the field. The communication between Hurts and Brown just isn't there. Defensive coordinator on the Philadelphia Eagles offense. I wonder what coordinator this is. Is this the coordinator that can't stop us? Is this Tampa Bay? Is the Rams? What coordinator is this? And then she makes another quote, right? Which we know is from Jerry Jones, saying that, oh, we can just see it. AJ is checked out, and him and Jalen. These, mind you, 2 weeks ago, Jalen, AJ said, somebody asked him, do you want to be here? AJ said, this is my home. Meaning, fuck you, hell no. But why does the media continue to do this? Why? You got to ask yourself that question, right? So Dianna sat down with Jeffrey Lurie, and as she speaks in her interview, she asked him, what if AJ Brown knocks on the door and asks for a trade? And Jeffrey Lurie says, look, we're going to do what's best for the team. Jeffrey Lurie also said, as you can see on the screen, it's not conflict, it's intensity every week. Every situation, we approach it with intensity. He also went on to say, don't confuse intensity for conflict. So is all this stuff being drummed up about AJ Brown, or there's some truth to it? Let's hear what Dianna had to say yesterday when she did an interview. This is kind of odd that she's putting this information out when she said this yesterday. Let's play it.
That matters. But in Philadelphia, you've got a lot of mouths to feed. You have a lot of talented players. You have a lot of well-paid talented players. And he is wide receiver one. And he does not want to just run routes and not get the ball. And I talked to Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie at the owners meeting in Midtown Manhattan yesterday for a while about this.
Listen.
How do you manage this? Like, let's just take out the fact that you're winning, but focus on the fact that this could be a precursor to a problem.
Yes.
How does this get better? Because if you have an unhappy AJ Brown, even if you guys continue to win,
listen,
it's not going to work itself out. Because I don't really necessarily believe the we'll call it whining and the passive aggressive posts are going to help his cause anyway, because they're going to just continue to do what they think is best for the Eagles.
Yes.
And, Jeffrey's very transparent. I love the fact that he doesn't hide from the fact that there's something off. There's something up there in the locker room, and he knows it. And look, part of the Eagles like it that way. He said he and Howie and Nick Sirianni actually construct the roster purposely to have all this variety. And he knows that the Philadelphia Eagles flourish when it's intense. He didn't use the word drama or challenge or, because I think a lot of us have used this analogy. The Eagles are that couple that love to fight because they just enjoy making up, I think. And Jeffrey and I actually talked about that. And he laughed and he's like, it's not that we want to fight. We just need the intensity all the time. For whatever reason, that is what works. That is what motivates this team. So I think they're really good at managing it. I think they're probably one of the best teams in football, probably outside with the Chiefs maybe, who can do a good job of going, all right, we got studs that want the ball. How can we keep everyone happy? And I said to him, I said, what if A.J. Brown knocks on the door?
Listen.
On Howie's door on Monday morning after this weekend against the Giants and goes, I want out. What do you do then?
Right.
He said, we do what's best for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, what's best for the Philadelphia Eagles wouldn't be to trade A.J. Brown.
It is not to trade him. And we got there eventually, in terms of the conversation of, all right, well, what do you do? Pass catcher and pass rusher are the two positions that everybody wants before this trade deadline. And multiple teams would want to have an A.J. Brown on their roster. But the Eagles, they're not moving him.
Well, I mean,
think about that. Let's stop right there. They're not moving him. So why put up the tweets? You sat with the owner and you gave him an outlandish scenario. What if? He said he's going to do what's best for the team. Not what's best for A.J. Brown. What's best for the team. So why are we dropping these tweets today? Why are we going at it this way? Think about that for a minute. Why? She also talked about that they actually talking, they're not just AJ's leaving these tweets. They're sitting down. AJ's having face-to-face with these dudes. Devontae Smith yesterday comes out and says, look, we know what AJ's heart is. So what's up? Is it just for clicks? Does AJ want out? I already showed you guys, right? Which nobody else has done. I know it's a small audience now, but it's going to grow. That A.J. Brown is still on a Hall of Fame. He's still on the top 4 or 5 receivers of all time trajectory. Currently, the all-time leader is Jerry Rice, 22. He's probably not catching them. But if you get 14 to 20, you're elite. You're top 5, bro. Go look at the numbers. I already put the numbers up. You're elite. So it's not even about numbers. Now, the other side of this is the mental health, which at the end of the day, I'm not going to dig into that this episode because at the end of the day, look, they just came off a Super Bowl win. Yes, I get it. He's frustrated. He wants to see the offense do better. So are other players. They just don't verbalize it. Some people have to do the social media thing. I've seen all the best of people that you think are great when it comes to adversity or dealing with success. They have to make a social media post. It's like their validation to themselves. Whether nobody sees it or not, they have to make the post. Now, I broke this thing down in the categories. It's not going to be long. Because you see a lot of people, Cowboys fans, Commanders fans. In my opinion, you got a group of people that want AJ gone, right? And one is the division rivals, the people that don't like the Eagles. They want him out of Philly. Dallas fans, Commanders fans, Giants fans, because he keeps destroying their fucking cornerbacks. And they're so pissed off seeing the Eagles on this run. They want this shit to be over. They want the dynasty to be over. They want the Titanic to sink. Right? That's what they want. They want it to be over with. Those fans, right? Our rivals. So they're going to, let's make this a self-fulfilling prophecy. Right? And you got the other people that just, I don't know if it's what it is. I don't know. I don't know what it is, right? They just have to see a brother go against a brother. Think about it. A God-fearing brother. These brothers ain't out partying, catching DUIs, doing. These are two God-fearing brothers. Why do you got to make a rift between them for? Who said there was a rift? Who said that? Brandon Graham said, okay, they ain't as cool as they used to be. Okay, a lot of we ain't cool. Just because I ain't cool as I used to be with somebody don't mean we beefing. They never show them tagging hands, slapping hands. Now, the other group of people, I'm going to get to this, right, that don't want to see this, right? I told you about, really, it's just one group, but our fans, our rival fans. You got Jerry Jones feeding her information. She's talking about Jerry Jones when he's talking about, oh, you can just see it on the field. Fuck Jerry Jones. Worry about getting your team together. We ain't going to fumble a bag like you did, sending Michael Parsons to the Packers, which I think he did that because he knew they wasn't going to win shit. So he put him in place so he could stop us from winning. But it ain't going to happen. We're going to knock the Packers out. But that's another story for another day. Then you got people insinuating that because he's hurt, he's getting traded. No, I don't think he's getting traded. For the fact, I can guarantee he's not getting traded. Now, the offseason is another thing. Per the course of the Philadelphia Eagles, you know how they feel about close to 30 receivers. A.J. Brown will be 29 in the offseason. But if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm not moving off of him. So you got these group of people that want A.J. gone. I think Buddy gone because, Buddy's sitting out. Shut the fuck up. You've been dealing with this hamstring for, and you got people actually thinking that this alpha competitor would actually sit out. That would actually not want to play in a football game. And then you got the narrative is he's not being used enough. Mother effer, you just won a Super Bowl. You've been to 2. You had 2 1,500-yard years. You broke the record of 5 straight games of 100 yards maybe a couple years ago. You're still on a trajectory to be top 5 all time in receiving if you can stay healthy for another 6 to 7 years. Think about it. So what's really good? Now, I get it. AJ wants to be number 1 in every category. I get it. He may not like the way that, whatever the case is going. He may not like the potential, but it's getting there, bro. It's getting there. So back to Dianna Russini, I don't get it. You just said yesterday they're not trading him. But then you say I think AJ Brown is agitated. How do you think? Why don't you go into the locker room, right? Get your media company to fly you over, put a microphone in his face and say, AJ, this is what I would do. If I'm in the locker room, like, AJ, dog, there's a lot of speculation out there right now, trade speculation, boom, boom, boom. Do you want to be traded? Straight up like that. What do you think? Or I can ask another way. What do you think about all, the posts by Dianna Russini and people saying you're agitated, you're unhappy in Philadelphia? Do you want to be moved? Simple as that. All these fucking clowns that want to talk, put the microphone and ask him to his face. Now, someone did a couple of weeks ago, and what did AJ say? He said, "Nah, this is my home. I'm happy here." I think it was I forgot who asked him. Simple as that. I get the engagement farming. I get the you want to get the athletic popping again. You on behalf of the New York Times. But who's really reading them articles? We reading them shits. We checking the Twitter posts, pushing. Who's reading that shit? I ain't read that shit. I did read John McMullen. John McMullen said, I don't fuck with the company he does his talk show with, whatever the case may be. To me, they're a knockoff, imitation, China brand of WIP, right? But I will say, John McMullen was pretty much saying, all right, the Eagles owe us, or AJ Brown, the Eagles should speak out about this. I say, fuck it, leave it. I say Jeffrey Lurie said, look, we thrive with that. Keep it going. He specifically said that Jalen Hurts, he hears the haters and he responds. So in a way, the Eagles kind of like this shit. They kind of like the adversity. Remember, the underdog, we've been embracing that shit forever. Let's say we down. Like tomorrow's going to be a big game because, okay, without AJ, I think the Eagles are going to explode on the Giants tomorrow, but we'll get to that. Jeffrey Lurie, who's the CEO, the head of the Philadelphia Eagles, everything goes from the top down to saying, look, we thrive in this. We want different personalities. Our coach is perfect to manage these different personalities. We want this shit. He also threw a shot at WIP, which is, I get it, the antagonist thing to go far out or something. But you got a bunch of bitches on that station, man. But I people probably love him. People probably love it. I don't know who the owner is of that station. I don't know how much money he's paying the Philadelphia Eagles to keep broadcasting, but they need to move on and find somebody different, bro. They need to really move on, right? And it's to the point now where it's like, I ain't gonna say it. I ain't even gonna say it. I'm gonna keep that thought to myself. Wise words, right? Because I get talking about things that people don't want to talk about. And when a motherfucker says it's his job and you own a channel or a station, it's my job, nigga, fuck you. It ain't your job to do shit, pussy. Because at the end of the day, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, nobody's making me talk about this. I could talk about whatever I want on YouTube. Don't say it's my job. You ain't no fucking reporter. You got a YouTube channel. You got a YouTube. It's my job to do. Shut your ass up, clown. You know who I'm talking to. You a clown. You a clown. So you got these, and that's why I love the ecosystem right now of YouTube, because you got a lot of real platforms out there that give it to you real, bro. Real deal, like Eagle fan, not the antagonist, not some fat fuck sitting in Florida somewhere hating on the Eagles every time he gets. Not some other, dork that inherited his daddy's company and shit. I think he could talk shit to people on the internet like they won't, bump into him one day while he's broadcasting. Not those type of people. Not those. I'm talking about real, genuine people that actually love the Eagles, that are fans of the team, that give it to you real, right? That give you the pulse of not just the fan base, but the city and the surrounding areas. They may not have all the best graphics. They may not have all the you may not have all that, but they give you that raw emotion and raw feeling. Shout out to all of them. You know who you are. You know who you are. And even shout out to that. Shout out to those guys too, the college educated geeks and shit. They got the journalism degrees and all that shit. Shout out to them too. Shout out to them too. As long as you ain't hating, stirring up some bullshit, unnecessary drama, I'll rock with you. But we take this shit personal. We take it because this is our lives. Like, I get it, it's just sports, but yeah, this determines your mood for the week. This determines, you got your bragging rights. Whole families come together because of this. My grandfather was a Philadelphia Eagles fan. He used to, every Sunday, he would make some honey barbecue wings and we would come together as a family and watch the Eagles. This one, they used to suck. And we would come together and, he would always talk about the Eagles winning. He never got to see him win a Super Bowl, but a few years after he passed away, the Eagles actually won a Super Bowl. This shit is tradition. This shit is family. This shit is our life. It ain't just a sport. We bleed green. We take money and buy this merchandise and shit. And we wear this shit as a badge of fucking honor. My man gave me this one right here, though. Shout out to him. This shit is a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan. So we take this shit very serious. So when people start trying to throw a monkey wrench in it and talk shit, we take it. That's why I think people was getting fucked up at the vet. because that's how passionate the fan base is. Like, we take that shit personal. Maybe we shouldn't. But if you, me and my cousin, he's a Commanders fan, saying, man, we went to a Washington Commanders game a few years ago. The Eagles crushed them that game, and the atmosphere was wild. Like, shout out to the Commanders / I gotta go back to the Redskins, because salute, even though y'all fan base was a bunch of bitches last year, because y'all finally won something after 30 years. Y'all started talking real spicy, but I'll give it to you because you got that tradition of the Washington Redskins, which is a tradition unfucking matched, if you really want to be real about it. Unmatched. The Washington Redskins, right? And we can attest because now we're coming into our glory days, like they had their glory days 40-something years ago. No disrespect. And this is what it is. It is what it is. But all I'm saying is be humble. And you see how even Washington fans, they are so used to losing that they can get back in that space comfortably. I miss the motherfuckers talking shit. Our dude was talking about hoisting a Lombardi. They really thought they was coming to Philly, and I hate to go backwards, and hoisting a Lombardi trophy. They treat Jaden Daniels like he's fucking Jesus Christ himself. And shout out to him. Jaden Daniels is giving man orgasms and shit. Jaden. And shout out. Y'all deserve it. But it's no, when you come to play daddy, we spanking that ass. Know that. You come to Philly, spanking that ass. 50 burger on you. Dallas, we got a date lined up. The Giants, we got a couple rounds we got to put up inside that head tomorrow. So be ready. But that's my thoughts on the whole situation, man. I'm just joking around and shit. But that's my thoughts on the situation. I don't think AJ should speak about it. I think he should let his speaking be on the field. The offseason is another thing. Get healthy. We need to win this game. Be healthy. I don't care about what social media. Like, think about all this is fueled from a few words on social media. Just because someone's unhappy with what the current situation don't mean they want to be traded. Think about that for a minute. You might be unhappy at your job for a day or two. It don't mean you want to quit or go to another job. Man, fuck this place. These motherfuckers ain't getting on my nerves. It don't mean you want another job. And what's the alternative look like for AJ Brown? Think about it. The Raiders? I'm not sending them to the Patriots unless they give me 2 first-round draft picks. You're going to a bottom-tier AFC team. That's where you're going. With a quarterback that may not even they get you the ball. You're going to a rebuilding phase. So for a couple years, you might be on the shelf. Meaning, you might not be having those big years like you think. You might not be having those big years like you think. You damn sure ain't making the playoffs for a few years. You may have a year or two with a shit. But then you look at you in your 30s at this point. You're a big body wide receiver, which you know how that works out. What's the grass like on the other side? Now, for the Philadelphia Eagles, they are going to retool. I'm not going to say they'll get somebody better than AJ. That's going to be hard to do because AJ Brown's a dog, man. I think the Philadelphia Eagles need to keep him as long as they can. If you ask me today, keep that man as long as you can. Bend over backwards for that man. Whatever that man wants, give that man. Because that man's a dog, and he opens up the offense so much for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's my thoughts on him. I don't like all the social media passive-aggressive shit. I spoke on that in the past. But AJ is a dog, bro. But if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles and if you come to me and say you want to be traded, okay, cool. First of all, the price is going to be right. I'm sending you somewhere where I know you're not going to win. You're not going to ever be a competition to me. That's what I'm sending you. I might send you back to the fucking Titans or some shit like that. Or the Jets. Some shit like that. Something wild where it's like, all right. I'm not sending you. I'm not a bitch ass nigga like Jerry Jones gonna send you to a contender. Hell no. I'm not trying to play your big ass. And, so that I think, but knowing the Eagles, the lines of communication are open. They're talking. The frustration is definitely there. They have family atmosphere, so I'm guarantee you all of them guys are talking now. I don't really see a scenario that him and Jalen Hurts are going at each other like that, unless, and here's the hit in the hand I don't really want to delve into because I don't know a lot about it, is that he has some deeper, think about it, this man was thinking about suicide at one point. So maybe there's some deeper issues out there that we really just don't know about. With that being said, though, I'm out of here, man. I got this shit off my chest. I dropped the gems that I needed to drop in this video about Dianna and her tweets. At first, I was mad about them. But at the end of the day, she just trying to get some engagement. Maybe she got somebody talking to her in her ear, but that one source is definitely Jerry Jones. Fuck him. He's a hater, right? And she talked to the owner himself. He said he's going to do whatever is best for the team. So if AJ is a cancer in a locker room and he's fucking up chemistry, the Eagles will move him. Maybe not at this deadline, but they will definitely move him for a right price. To me, the right price is 2 first-round draft picks. But I don't think he's gonna get that. I think realistically, probably get like a 3, which no. If I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm not moving AJ Brown because the Super Bowl window is open as long as you got AJ Brown. I'm keeping AJ Brown on the team for another 2 years, assessing his talent, assessing him, and then I'm moving off of him. 31 years old around that time. Then I'll move off of him and let him do what he's gonna do. But I'm not keeping him now. But yo, check us out Monday. Monday we'll be going live, man. Before the Commander, it's gonna be a nice little weekend. Let's take care of business tomorrow. I'm gonna jump on the joint tomorrow after the Eagles game, as you know, and talk about hopefully a W. So check me out, the Black Ball Sports Podcast. I'm one half of the host, Sandman. He joins us a few times, but I'm trying to encourage him. Yo, hop on, bro. After y'all get your ass kicked by the Chiefs, hop on. I'm about to text him. Yo, hop on, bro. I'm about to jump on form and throw him the link or something. Hop on, bro. Hop on and talk about, because I know people want to hear Commander's side. Y'all probably tired of hearing the Eagles side. I want to hear the Commander's side, because this is an Eagles/Commanders channel. We talk about other shit as well. But, and we don't really be debating crazy like that, whatever we really should be, but the Commanders asked this year what they're going to debate about, right? But I don't think they have a chance in hell, right? Guess Smitty has to go then. I don't think the Commanders, and it has to because of that defense. That defense, which I think will play better this week. You're going against the best quarterback in the NFL. You're going against probably the best play caller in the NFL. He said Smitty has to go in. Look, if it was between AJ and Smitty, sorry, I'm picking Smitty because of the age. Why do you say that though, Delco? I want to know why. I'm gonna listen to why you said that real quick. That defense can't stop shit. That Commander's defense. But tomorrow is like you're back against the wall desperation. So I expect them to play better. And here's the main reason why I think they cannot win that game. And I'll talk about it Monday with Sam, man. Because they do not have a pass rush. And the same thing I said about Philadelphia in the Super Bowl leading up to it. If you cannot get consistent pressure on Patrick Mahomes, he will beat you. Unless he fucks up with those like 2 or 3 interceptions. It's like a fumble, something crazy. Other than that, if Washington can't force 2 or 3 turnovers, they're going to lose the game. they're going to lose the game or get pressure on the quarterback. That's just what it is. That's how great Mahomes is at this point. I'm sorry to say. And they'll end up probably being 3-5, facing Seattle. They'll probably get Jaden back. And that's a whole nother story for another day. They might be able to squeak that one out. But see, we got our own shit to worry about, the Philadelphia Eagles. We got to win this game tomorrow. And I don't want to win this shit close. I want to stomp these boys. I want someone to snatch his chain. I want Jalen Carter to break a few ribs. I want Scatterboo's helmet cracked in half tomorrow. Feel me? That's what I want tomorrow. Because in the near term, like you said, Super Bowl AJ seems more viable than Smitty. But yeah, Smith, they both signed though. I don't see, I don't see them getting off Smitty. I think Smitty's gonna be a lifetime Eagle. I do see AJ leaving though. I think it's up to AJ at this point. But if I'm Philadelphia, I want to eat one more Super Bowl, maybe 2. I'm not saying like you get them off the shelf, but if I'm Philly, I'm like, yo, I need another bowl, bro. I want 3. And if I get 4 in the next 5 years, that's what I want. I think if you're Philadelphia Eagles, you want Jalen Hurts to win at least 3. You feel like Jalen can win you 3 Super Bowls. You already got you 1, been to 2, in my opinion. What do y'all think? I want both to stay. Me too. Me too. And I really hope, I don't think it's going to happen, that AJ comes out. Let's just say after this game, we beat the Packers after our bye week. He said, man, I love Philly. I don't want to go nowhere. That's a lie. I just want that shit to happen. I'll be good. Continue to build. Adam Schefter just said AJ Brown isn't being traded. Yeah. I get it. They're not trading him, bro. I got to check on Twitter. I can't check it right now. Appreciate that. Donnie Huller. He's not being traded, bro. You don't trade your best wide receiver. You look at the record, the Eagles' record without AJ Brown. He is one of the sole reasons why the Eagles are winning, bro. Always open is real. That's why I'm like, I just hate that we're even talking about this shit. Because the city loves AJ. The fans love AJ. Bigger than anybody could ever love him. Fuck the Patriots. Fuck whoever else out there. The haters just want him going because they're tired of getting torched by him. When you hear Giants, a Commander, or Dallas fans say, oh, you hating because they keep killing your cornerback. You want this shit to end because the Eagles own your fucking ass. They own the Giants. They own Dallas. They own the Commanders. We own you. Oh, Donnie puts, it's such a ridiculous narrative, man. We just need AJ to get 10 plus targets a game. He'll be fine. Yeah. Just throw the motherfucker the ball. That's on Jalen, though. Throw him the ball. Throw him the rock. Get him the rock. I'm not saying at all costs, but get him the rock. He should have 10 plus targets a game. That's a fact. Get this man a rock and shut his ass up, bro. And I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what they're doing. But stay tuned. I feel like the game against Minnesota was like the Cleveland game last year. How it was kind of up, down. We kind of pulled it out, which we really should have won that game by 2 scores. I feel like tomorrow has to be a statement, man. Fuck them Giants, bro. Tomorrow has to be like, yo, you're a bottom team. I'm a top team. I'm going to take your fucking head off. Going into the bye week with a win like that, couple things I'm going to say before before I leave right tonight. In my opinion, 3 things have to happen for us to be able to win the Super Bowl. 1, the running game has to get going. Has to get going somehow, some way. 2, the defense has to, the defense, they have to stop the run a little bit better, which they started to do. We'll see if that continues. 3, the cornerback 2 situation has to be better. Like the cornerback 2 they have to do better, man, in that secondary. I'll say 4, the situational play calling has to be better. If we can manage to get those things going, I think we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Let's just fast forward real quick. Let's say we beat the Giants. Let's throw it out there. We come out. You got to beat them Packers. And it'd be nice to beat the Lions or be in a very close game with them. But I think you got to come out and you got to win the next 3, in my opinion. Because some of these teams, like I said yesterday, you're going to have to beat them twice. And if you beat the Packers and the Lions, you're pretty much guaranteed not to get first place, but you're guaranteed to have these teams at home in the playoffs. You don't want to be going to Detroit. I know Washington did it. You don't want to be going to Detroit in the playoffs. You don't want to go to Green Bay. You want them to come to Philly. But it's a tall order, and we shall see how it goes. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Just a couple of y'all. But we know how to grow channels over here. So we're going to keep on pushing. And we're going to grow the channel. But all 5 of y'all, I appreciate y'all. If y'all in here, please hit the thumbs up on the video. Share the video on Facebook, Twitter, with your friend and all that, whatever the case may be. Lock in with us. After the Eagles game, I'm going to come on here and talk. And Monday and Fridays, me and Sam Ant go live and do the actual podcast on here. All right. I appreciate y'all. Donnie, Delco Green, I appreciate y'all. And whoever else is watching, salute to you. Peace.